Hi there, my name is Steve Gerhardt, and as always, this is the Unagi Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. This is a labor of love, so I am grateful that you're here to watch it. This week, we're going to talk about a couple things. It occurs to me that when I did my Anime USA little description there, I was very tired and I forgot to show you the little bit of swag that I got. So we'll take a look at the swag I got from Anime USA a little bit later on. But we are going to talk about this week a manga, a Osamu Tezuka manga called The Mysterious Underground Men. All right, let's get into it. So as many of you know, I do the Otaku Station where we do deep dives on certain classic anime, over on Anime Archaeology, a YouTube channel run by Brent Newhall. And Brent and I kind of exchange manga from time to time. If we have something that the other one hasn't read, we sort of just go, here, try it. And so it was his turn to loan me an Osamu Tezuka manga that I have not read before. I've heard of it, but I have not read it. And of course, for those of you who may not know, Osamu Tezuka is the father of manga and the sort of godfather of anime. So he's a pretty big deal. If you want to know more about Tezuka, literally just Google the name Tezuka, and you're going to find a lot of information, a lot of cool stuff too. But today we're going to focus on The Mysterious Underground Men by Osamu Tezuka. So this is, let's go into the particulars here. This particular reprint is done by, let me make sure I get the right publishing company, Picture Box. So Picture Box does a lot of imprints, and one of their imprints is 10-cent Manga, and that's, so just kind of give you an idea. There's over here, boom boom, 10-cent Manga from the that's the imprint that they did. And this was out from, I think, 2013. So they reprinted this story in 2013. It was originally published in 1948 and went through another reprinting about a year later. And I'll explain more about that in a moment. But what they tried to do here with this printing is kind of give it a feel of a used manga, because back in the day, post-war Japan, you would have, there's a shortage on a lot of stuff, one of them being paper. So what often happened is that publishers would publish a limited amount of manga, and they would go to these basically rental stores, and you would, as a kid, you would penny up, put up a yen or whatever coinage, and you'll be able to rent for a day or two a particular manga and then return it back so someone else can rent it. And that's kind of how they made the money that way. So what they tried to do is they tried to print it on paper that made it look aged a little bit used. It's kind of pretty, just kind of give you an idea. So you can see that kind of tint to the paper. It's kind of looks like it's faded a little bit, and that is on purpose. And it's a one-shot deal, so the entire story is under one volume. And like I said, this is a post-war Tezuka manga, so there is a difference between pre-war and post-war manga. Pre-war manga tended to be hugely used for propaganda during World War II, obviously. And of course, before World War II, manga was literally just about telling fun stories with happy endings or funny stories. It's very light reading material for mostly kids. This is considered to be Tezuka's first post-war manga. Post-war manga is when you start seeing stories where people actually die. There's sacrifices. Sometimes the stories don't have a happy ending, and so there's a big departure from what used to be manga pre-war, to what it is today, as we know it today. And for Tezuka, and arguably for manga, this is probably one of the first, if not the first, post-war manga to have a not so happy ending, and talks a little bit about sacrifice and things like that. And it's an interesting read, a very good read. So one of the things and one of the nice things about this is that after you get through the story, there is a Ryan Holmberg did an essay in the back, and kind of tells the story about the manga, which is really kind of cool. But there's also a little bit of information that I did not know before about manga, and it's Tezuka actually just talking about it, and he said that when he wrote and illustrated this, that when it was published, it was done in the, my Japanese is very poor, so bear with me, Kakihan processing. So Kakihan, what they did is they took these images, right? Okay, and because you don't have photographic plates at the time in post-war Japan, these were literally copied onto material that you could etch and then use on a printing press. So some of Tezuka's artwork is actually lost that way. And this was in 1948 post-war Japan. And then about a year later, he was able to get it to a publisher that had a more proper way of printing, modern printing as we know it today, using photographic templates and things like that. And we're able to make the manga a little bit more to his liking. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. And so let's get into the story. What is this about? Again, this is a one-shot manga. This is, again, The Mysterious Underground Men, originally called The Earth Tunnel. So basically, our hero, John, and his uncle down here suffer a tragedy at the very beginning of the manga, where John's father is in an airplane. It crashes. His father survives long enough to die on the deathbed by saying, "I hate airplanes. John, it is on you to make better travel for the future." So in order to get to one side of the world to the other without using planes, he decides he's going to make a rocket train that can drill through the earth, through the middle of the earth. And in doing so, and while that is happening, the scientists find a bunny rabbit that seems to be more intelligent than other bunny rabbits. And they kind of look at him, do some testing, and they go, okay, well, we're going to try to make him as human as possible. So they do, it's a little bit horrific, and it is definitely, and this is definitely a product of 1948. So animal experimentation is not, back then, was not as big of a deal as it is today. So today, this is not something we would do. So just understand that this is from the context of 1948. So this poor bunny rabbit, they kind of operate on him and enhance him, and he's more anthropomorphic, but he still looks like a bunny, right? And they keep calling him bunny. He keeps insisting that he's human because he has thought, he has feelings, he has things that he can do. He's fairly smart, and actually more than smart. He's genius level smart. And, so he is a product of science. And he runs away because he wants to, learn how to be human. And so he comes across John, and he joins John in the maiden voyage of the rocket train that's going to drill through Earth. And they kind of hit this area, and it's dark, and they're like, I wonder what's going on here. And they accidentally open up an aquifer, and they get the flood swishes them down into another level of the earth. While this is happening, John's uncle is waiting for them, waiting for the signal that they made it to the other side, doesn't hear it, so they get in the car and go down the hole that the rocket train made, and they're going after John to save him. And then they all come together in the kingdom of the termites. So these are termites that have evolved over time to look more human. And there's a princess there, a queen, a queen, who when she sees the humans come down, sees John the bunny rabbit and the uncle and his helpers, three helpers, are basically the Three Stooges, and this guy who's an assistant to the uncle named Ham Egg, there you go. And the queen tells the story of how they used to live on the surface, but because of the dinosaurs and then later mankind drove them deep down into the earth, so they're kind of bitter about that, and they want to go back up and take over the world, so to speak. And it says, one of you needs to help me, and the rest of you can perish and die, or whatever. So Ham Egg goes, well, what's in it for me? And she goes, look at all these diamonds. Ta-da! And he goes, yes, I want the diamonds. And so we go on to the story of that. So it's a story, a typical Tezuka story where, it's the good guys versus the bad guys trying to foil the war. And again, this is post-war. And so we get some grim things happening. I won't say grimdark because it's not really grimdark, but it is grim. There are people do die and, things like that. Not horribly, and usually off screen, as they say. In terms of a manga, if you're looking for something that is of today's kind of shonen stuff, it is definitely shonen. It's action. It's boy adventure. Definitely with some scientific lessons involved of don't mess with nature kind of thing. But if you're looking for like a modern manga, this is not it. But this is Tezuka. So you're going to see some interesting things, and you're going to realize that stuff like this was incredibly innovative for its day, particularly in 1948. I'm not going to spoil the ending for you because I think you should read this. Again, this is just the one volume. It's just this, and it's a quick read. Tezuka relies, and at this point in his career, Tezuka relies more on the visual than he does on the dialogue. So you get a lot of interesting, beautiful pictures, interesting things. Right, like that's towards the beginning. Let's see if I can find something else. Ooh, yeah. No, I'm not going to show that. That's the thing. So this is where they encounter the termite people for the first time. By the way, that's Ham Egg, that guy right there, and it almost looks like it has a little bit of Disney-esque to it, doesn't it? So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, should you read this? Absolutely. Particularly if you want to know more about the history of manga and like what it looked like back in the day, how this got us to where we are now, and not only in terms of manga, but in anime and storytelling in general. A very, wonderful piece of art and a piece of work by Osamu Tezuka, the great mangaka of all. And again, you can find this pretty much anywhere. I think if you just go on Amazon, you could probably get a copy of this. Again, this is 10-cent manga imprint, and it is called The Mysterious Underground Men by Osamu Tezuka. Enjoy. So in the previous video of me talking about Anime USA and how much fun I had at that con, I did have a lot of fun. Again, thank you for all those people who volunteer and work for Anime USA for making it such a fun con, and fun for panelists, for me, and taking care of us, because sometimes we get lost. But I realized that I was really tired, and I forgot to show you the little bit of swag that I got there. I was good. I didn't buy a whole lot of stuff, actually very little. So I just got a little bit to show you, but I do want to show it to you. And one of the things I can't show you because it's actually on the other side of the computer here, where I have a sticker where it has a cute little character, kind of like a 8-bit character, saying "I crave violence." Sometimes I do. Anyway. So the first thing I got was, or no, let's not go that way. First of all, I just wanted to show you my little badge, because why not? And that was a fun thing. So one of the things I got was, of course, my niece is into the whole K-pop Demon Hunters things. So I found the one piece of merch of Demon Hunter stuff. I couldn't find anything else. So maybe I wasn't looking in the right place. I don't know. But I got her this little tote bag of the K-pop Demon Hunters. Now, as to whether or not this is actual licensed merchandise, yeah, maybe, perhaps, yeah, why not? We'll say it is. You never know. So one of the other things that I got, and actually it's still in the wrapper because I haven't had a chance to read it, because I was reading the Osamu Tezuka manga that Brent loaned me. But I saw this. Actually, what I saw was volume 1 of this, and I'm going to take this out of the wrapper here. And I saw it, and I really like the artwork in there, and it is a I am a fan of H.P. Lovecraft. For those of you who are not familiar with the channel, sometimes I talk about science fiction and fantasy and gaming and things like that. So I saw this manga done, adaptation artwork by Go Tanabe. Um, and he did an adaptation of At the Mountains of Madness by Lovecraft. And so this is the little card that tells us a little bit about it. It is from Dark Horse Manga. So there's that, and this is going to be interesting. So this is, look at that. Look at that. Doesn't that look like, Lovecraft? Like, madness and whatnot. And look at this binding. Very, very nice. I'm not used to this. I'm used to, paper. Oh, wow. Okay. So, very busy, but that's our introduction. And just kind of give you an idea. I'm just going to pick a place here that will have, I think, the style that I kind of wanted to convey. Yeah, there we go. Let's try this again. Pretty cool, don't you think? I'm going to have fun reading this. Oh, I didn't even notice. It has a little bookmark ribbon on here. Nice. Down there at the bottom. Sweet. Looking forward to this. So the other two things that I got were kind of interesting. This I just happened to see that was just laying there. And actually when I was at the stall where I got the K-pop Demon Hunter bag, and I saw this, and I know that they exist, but I've never actually seen them in person, and that is some Genshin cards. I have they're from NetSent, so I don't know if this is actually licensed or not. I don't know if these are TCG Invocation cards. I like playing TCG. If you're a Genshin Impact, you know what I'm talking about. TCG Invocation is kind of like the in-game game on Genshin Impact. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to try not destroy the front of this because this looks kind of cool. And let's see what we got going on here. We have, how many cards do we have in here? We have, this might be TCG Invocation. I'm not sure. Wow. And, I don't speak the language, so there you go. I have no idea. So, so we have a treasure hoarder. Can you see that? Yeah, sorry. Focusing is kind of weird. And so clearly on the back is what our stats, but because I don't read Chinese, there you go. So treasure hoarders, this is looks like a Mondstadt. So if you play Genshin, this is probably a guy you see a Mondstadt. Looks like he throws the little cryo bottles at you and tries to freeze you. Oh, we got a couple of the samurai from Inazuma in Genshin Impact. So we have this guy here. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but it's kind of got like a foil. Like if you twist the card around, it shines a little bit. So there's one of the guys. I don't know. Can you see that? See a little bit of the shine. So there's that guy. He does. This one does more electrical damage. This one does more pyro damage. Sorry. There we go. Can you see that? There we go. And we actually have a character card. So this is a playable character in Genshin. She's from Mondstadt, and she's the head of the Favonius Knights. It is Jean. Let's try this again. There we go. I actually have her as a character in Genshin. One of her big deals is that she's a bit of a healer, so that's kind of nice to have. But she also has really good attack potential on it, and just a lovely character, isn't it? Design, isn't it? Yes. So that was kind of neat. All right, I don't. This is clearly not TCG Invocation. This is probably something else that is not licensed by Hoyoverse. I'm willing to bet. I'll have to look that up and let you know if NetCent is part of the Hoyoverse or if they are licensed or whatever. So there is that. And then the last thing I did was, of course, for those who know me, I love gotcha things, gotcha bonds, and I love, just putting the coin in, turning the thing, and I'm obsessed with that in Oshinko. Pachinko. That's right. I said Oshinko, not the pickled radish, but the Pachinko, the game, where the balls fall down. So I did a Gundam gotcha game. Turned the lever, got this ball. I have no idea what's in here. I don't know which Gundam chibi is in this. So you're going to find out with me. If I can actually open it. There we go. Ooh, made it a little tough. Nice. It's the Red Comet. Yay. Chibi Red Comet. Let's get you out of there, buddy. Probably should not have done that. You never know what germs are out there. Oh, this is so sweet. It's a GB. It's oh, I love it. Love it. It's Char's Ensembles, the Red Comet. Woo! Isn't that cool? Nice. Let's try that again. So happy. Yeah, my camera seems to be going in and out of focus. Wow. Fun, and a little bit of advertisement here for the gacha. Like you can collect, looks like you can collect that one, a Jeff, an actual Gundam, and it looks like another Zaku that you can get. So there's about 4 of them that if you wanted to do the gacha-thon, like spend your money on it and see if you can get all 4, you can. I did not do that, but I am very happy that I got the Red Comet. All right, so that is all the swag that I got at Anime USA. Like I said, I was a good boy. I didn't spend a whole lot of money and gotten frivolous things because I could have, because there was a lot of stuff that I could have gotten. I actually did get a couple of stickers. Like I said, I got that one, and I got another sticker that is on another laptop that I put on there, which is Anya from Spy Family. But I don't have that laptop here with me. So anyway, so that was the swag from Anime USA. All right, so that's it for this week. Enjoy the manga. Tezuka, always a good read. Any of his stuff, honestly. Kind of contrast and compare between pre-war and post-war. I think you'll find it interesting. Thank you for watching the swag stuff from Anime USA. Hope you enjoyed that. I know I enjoyed it because I bought the swag and I'm enjoying the swag. So for in upcoming weeks, we're going to be doing the last review for the Toonami theme of this season. We're doing reviews also of Toonami stuff. We just did a fall anime watch season a little while ago, and I'll probably be poking from that and doing reviews of that. But yeah, that's going to be kind of what's going to be happening over the next few weeks. I'll let you know. And for the Toonami thing, I usually end it with a kind of live CyTube broadcast. You go over to CyTube, it's free, and you can either just watch it, but if you have a CyTube account, which is also free, you can join in on the chat function should you want to. But I'll show about 4 or 5 episodes of old Toonami stuff, Toonami Adult Swim things, anime related, not the stoner stuff. Although the stoner stuff can be kind of funny. So that's going to be happening. I'll let you guys know about that. And yes, so that's going to be it. So as always, be good to yourselves. Take care of yourselves because I love you guys. And I want to see you out in conventions out in the wild and talk to you and have a good conversation about anime, manga, and stuff like that. So please, please be well. And as always, watch more anime.